Coming up on this week's Falcon Fever, men's basketball clinches the PBC West. See how their victories landed them the title.
And the tennis season is in full swing. See how their recent matches gave them a record-winning start.
Plus, find out which 3 Falcons made the Tino Martinez watch list. Falcon Fever starts now. Hello and welcome to Falcon Fever, your home for all Montevallo athletics. I'm Savannah Kidd.
And I'm Lauren Altaffer. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, well, let's tip things off with men's basketball news. The new PBC West champs are ranked 21st in the latest NABC Division II poll, and they're ranked 3rd in the D2 Southeast Region rankings. Their current 13-week national ranking streak ties the old school record from the 2005-2006 season. Last Saturday, the Falcons took on Georgia College in Trustmark Arena. Junior Shaquem Jackson put up a team-high 14 points to help lead the Falcons to a 95-87 win. That win put the Falcons one step closer to the 3rd straight West Division title. The guys sealed the deal for the title when they took on Young Harris last Sunday. The Falcons flew out of the gate with a 15-3 run, which led to an 18-point lead during the game. Silas Mills was perfect in the first half, hitting all 7 of his shots from the floor. Both he and Teron Brown finished the game with 18 points each. Larry Slaughter came just short of a double-double with 9 points and 9 rebounds. The Falcons defeated the Mountain Lions 85-72 to clinch their 3rd straight Peach Belt West Division championship. Well, let's switch gears to women's basketball. UM took on Georgia College on February 22nd. It was also senior day, and the Falcons came to dominate the game.
And after trying 7 times in the first half, Montevallo was able to pull away late, going into the half with 6-point lead. Taylor Beverly and Shea Bonner were the standout players during the game. Bonner was just 1 point shy of her career high, scoring 26 points. And Beverly led the Falcons with a game high of 33 points and 16 rebounds. The Falcons beat the Bobcats 80-71. Sunday, the women faced off against the Young Harris Mountain Lions. The Falcons started with a 13-8 lead, but Young Harris battled back to tie things up 19-all midway through the first half. Each time the Falcons made a run, the Mountain Lions came back to tie the score. In the end, Montevallo would fall just short of the Lions, losing to Young Harris 60-57. Shea Bonner put up 15 points and 11 rebounds, and Taylor Beverly had 14 points and 11 rebounds. Each recorded double-doubles to end their final home game of the season. The men and women's team returned to action this weekend to wrap up the regular season on the road. The women will have a chance to avenge their home loss against the Young Harris Mountain Lions. To tip-off is set for 12:30, and the men will face Young Harris the same day at 2:30. The men will then travel to Columbus State and next week for the first round of the PBC championship.
Well, we can now take the field with our university baseball team. The Falcons are ranked number 20 in the latest college baseball lineup in NCAA Division II poll. This marks the 5th consecutive week the Falcons have been ranked in the national poll this season.
That's right. And so let's catch you up on just how they got there. Let's see those games. So last Thursday afternoon, the Falcons squared off with Miles College. They continued their hot start to the season, defeating the Golden Bears by a final score of 12-4. In all, the Falcons had 17 hits and drew 7 walks. Then the team traveled to North Carolina last weekend to take on UNC Pembroke in the 3-game series. The Falcons had a rough start to the series, dropping the opening doubleheader. Game 1 stretched on for 13 innings, only for the Falcons to come up 1 short. The Braves edged by the Falcons for an 11-10 win. Hot off their opening game win, the Braves took an early lead in the game that led the Falcons to never recover from. The Falcons then fell to the Braves with a final score of 8-0. But UM finally turned it around on Sunday in the last game of the series, earning a convincing win off the arm of freshman Alex Pondick. The young standout picked up his third win of the season, pitching 8 innings in the 11-6 win for the Falcons.
Well, next up, the Falcons were scheduled to travel to West Alabama Wednesday to face the Tigers, but that game was postponed due to unplayable field conditions. So far, no makeup date for that game has been announced. Next up, the Falcons open a 3-game series at home against Young Harris with a doubleheader on March 1st. First pitch for those games is set for 1 and 4 p.m. They close out the series at Kermit A. Johnson Field Sunday, March 2nd. That game is scheduled to start at 1 p.m. The Falcons are already starting to grab people's attention with their hot start to the baseball season.
That's right. The 3 Falcons have been placed on the Tino Martinez Award Watch. Jackson Slade, Zach Willoughby, and Vinny Rodriguez have all been selected for this award for their outstanding play on the diamond. The watch list includes 150 of the top NCAA Division II players from across the nation and is presented annually for the D2 Player of the Year.
The list will be updated throughout the season with the finalists to be named on May 26th. From there, our Falcons will need your support by casting your vote for the award at tinoaward.com. The winner will be chosen after the Division II Baseball Championship in Cary, North Carolina at the end of May.
Speaking of our baseball players, now it's time for this week's Featured Falcon.
And our very own Falcon Fevers, Amos Hollenhead, caught up with one of our Falcons to talk about the season thus far. Amos?
Thanks, guys. This week's Featured Falcon is Vinny Rodriguez, a redshirt junior from Shades Valley, Alabama. As you heard, Rodriguez was selected for the Tino Martinez Award watch list, but that is not all he has been selected for. I caught up with him to talk about his goals for this season. This is Amos Hollenhead here for Falcon Fever. I have outfielder Vinny Rodriguez here with the Montevallo baseball team. And Vinny, what inspired you to play baseball?
I started playing ball when I moved down to Alabama from Flint, Michigan in 2001. It was something that I wanted to try out.
Yeah, and what did Montevallo entice you to come down here and play for the Falcons?
Well, they started looking at me when I was a senior, and it was just close to home, and it was a nice campus, so I decided to come here.
And we're great to have you, man. And last year you had a bunch of accolades. You were second team All-PBC, second team National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association, PBC All-American team, and you also got some accolades this year, third team All-American by also the NCBWA. How does it feel to be not only recognized by the Peach Belt Conference, but also the NCAA as well?
It's an honor. It motivates me to keep working hard, and it's also a reflection of all the hard work that I've put in.
I understand that. That is a great work ethic. And how does it feel right now to be in a season where you guys are off to a 10-5 start? What has been the early success? What has contributed to it?
Really our offense and our pitching and our defense. I mean, it's been a great team effort so far, and I hope that we can, as a team, keep our focus up, especially when we're on the road and stuff like that.
That's good. And what has been your favorite part of the game about baseball as far as like batting, playing outfield? What is your favorite part?
I like hitting, really, because, you know, there's always something you can work on in hitting. I mean, it's sitting on pitches, and, you know, if you don't get the pitch you're looking for, it's just, you know, it's a game, and that's what I like about it.
That's good. And what is the goal for the team this year? What is the one goal that you guys must do?
I think the goal for this year is to make it to the regional, but to get there, we take it one day at a time, you know, one game at a time. We're not getting too far ahead of ourselves, and really what I would like to see is for our guys to come to practice, even on a day like this where it's kind of cloudy, kind of gloomy, and to get some really good quality work in and get out of here.
That's great. And as a player, what do you do to get ready for each game? What is your pregame ritual?
My pregame ritual is to just relax and enjoy being at the yard, I try not to expect anything for the day, but I just like to stay in my zone.
Are you going to try to hit any grand slams or homers this year? I mean, you got .396 batting average last year. Is that going to help you this year?
It's nice, to look back and say that it was an accomplishment, but I got to focus on this year and just take it, like I said earlier, just one game at a time and just keep working hard.
And thank you so much, man. And that is our interview here for Falcon Fever. I'm Amos Hollandhead. If you want to see Vinny Rodriguez try to hit that grand slam we talked about and the rest of the Falcons on the diamond, come to Kermit A. Johnson Field as they take on Young Harris this Saturday. The doubleheader starts at 1 p.m. And if you want to see your favorite featured Falcon on our show, nominate them on our Facebook or Twitter pages. Now back to Lauren and Savannah at the desk.
Thanks, Amos. Moving on to tennis, the Falcons have had a strong start this season. On February 20th, the Falcons hosted a non-conference match against Clark Atlanta, looking to continue their promising season.
And that's exactly what they did. Montevallo swept all 6 singles matches and all 3 doubles matches to take a 9-0 win. Junior Nikki Polsarova continued her great play in the #1 singles match with a 6-1 and 6-1 victory. The women also faced USC Aiken in a PBC tournament match last Saturday. The women won 3 singles matches and 2 doubles in a 5-4 win over the Pacers. Nikki Polsarova won the #1 singles match 6-4 and 6-2. Junior Anias Robert pulled through the win in the #3 singles match with a 6-3, 4-6, and 7-5. Allison Howell won her singles match as well. Haley Highfield and Allison Howell won their doubles match as Lucia Smizite and Juanita Osa. The women then kept their winning streak alive by pulling through with a 5-4 win over visiting Lander University in a PBC match. The women won 4 singles matches and 1 double match. Haley Highfield and Allison Howell won Montevallo's #2 double match 8-5. Nikki Polsarova, Lucia Smizite, Allison Howell, and Haley Highfield all won their singles matches. This win brought the Falcons to a 5-1 overall and also a 2-1 in the PBC. With the team at 5-1 overall, this marks the best start in the history of the women's tennis program. Wednesday, the women took on West Alabama. The Falcons won 2 singles and 2 doubles against the Tigers, but lost the non-conference match to a host team 5-4. Junior Nikki Polsarova took the #1 singles match with a 6-2 and 6-0, followed by Lucia Smizite, who topped West Alabama in the #2 singles and match 6-0 and 6-2. The Falcons return to PBC action March 8th to take on the 27th ranked Georgia College Bobcats. First serve is set to be at 11 a.m. Then the Falcons will play GRU Augusta on Sunday, March 9th. First serve then will be at noon.
Now let's hit the green with our women's golf team. The team traveled to Columbus, Georgia to compete in the Total System Service Collegiate Classic Tournament on Monday. Led by freshman Elaine Wood, who shot 18 over par, the Falcons came in 3rd overall behind #2 Lander University and tournament champion Lee University. The women travel swinging back into action at the Hilton Head Lakes Invitational in Hilton Head, South Carolina, March 10th through 11th. Meanwhile, the men travel to Hoover, Alabama for the Sanford Intercollegiate International on March 3rd and 4th. Members of UM track and field team are preparing to get back into action this Saturday.
On Saturday, March 1st, the Falcons will be at the Columbus State Invitational in Columbus, Georgia. Then the Falcons will be back 2 weeks later at the Birmingham Southern Invitational March 14th and 15th. We're looking forward to a great season, Falcons. Now it's that time for our Falcon Fever Fan of the Week.
And this week's featured fan is Jeremy Bryan. Jeremy is an avid supporter of the Falcons basketball teams and our friend on Facebook as well. Thanks, Jeremy, so much for watching, and congratulations on being named our Falcon Fever Fan of the Week.
Also, remember, Falcon Fever is available at your fingertips 24/7.
To see current and past episodes of Falcon Fever, including extended interviews with players and coaches, just go to YouTube and subscribe for Montevallo For You channel.
And you can connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see pictures from UM athletic events and behind the scenes of our show. We also post score updates and recaps throughout the week, so be sure to check that out for updates if you can't make it to the games.
And last but not least, you can also get extended UM sports coverage on MontebelloFalcons.com. There you'll find schedules, team rosters, live stats, and more.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week's show.
But thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to tune in again next week.